day, guys and girls. So today we're dealing with a bit of an issue with my wife's 2010 Ford Fusion Sport all-wheel drive, and the issue is that starting this week, the door handle, it would sometimes unlatch the door and sometimes it wouldn't, and it's progressed to the point where I can't get the door open. So when you park the car somewhere and you're trying to get out, you actually have to roll down the window and actually pop the latch from this side, close the window, and get out of the car. And it's getting a little bit annoying. I've only had to do it a few times, but obviously the problem is not getting any better. So the problem is going to be shown here in a minute, but what we've got to do first is we've got to get this door panel off the car, and it's a little difficult. I should say it's a little bit stiff and hard to get off of there, but with these steps you'll see how it actually comes off of here. So from what I can tell, somebody's already been into this door panel, because some of the fasteners are not what they're supposed to be. So in behind here there's a little clip that you need to pop out. The clip is actually missing on my vehicle. I don't know why. And what you need to do is take this little torque screw out of there, and it's actually a T20 is what I'm using. I happen to have the exact screwdriver for it, but you don't need the exact screwdriver. You can just use your socket set. There should be some Torx bits in it. If not, you'll have to pick that up. So we need to remove a Torx head here, and one underneath. The one was missing underneath for some reason. Again, I think somebody's been in here. The next one that you need to remove is down in this cup holder. So take the little protective piece out. And why I say I think somebody's been in here is there's a Torx head in there. It's actually supposed to be a 7 millimeter bolt down in there, but we're gonna take the one out that's in there. Yeah, it just doesn't feel right either. Feels like it's been cross-threaded in there, to be honest. And I'm trying to do this without getting in the view of the camera, but I know that not to be the case here. Yeah, it definitely, somebody's put the wrong fastener in there. So we're going to take this out. You got to just kind of pull the handle, pull this out. What I would do is remove this by pulling a little clip here, pull this whole thing off. In behind here, there's supposed to be an 8mm bolt. Again, this one wasn't on here. This was actually pulled off of the back, which is the next part of this little video here. But we've got everything to the point where we're ready to start pulling it off. There's actually clips down on the bottom. So what I'm doing is I'm taking just one of these pry tools for prying off plastic rivets, and we're just gonna kind of work our way around a little bit. Again, I think somebody's been in here, because the back, which I already was not so easy. There's just one stubborn clip that's holding it in on this end. I'm going to come around. And we're going to break this clip because, did I not remove that screw? Okay, well, there's a lesson learned there, folks. I swear I'd removed this screw, but maybe I was thinking of the back door. So there you go. Learn from my mistakes, please. But as we said, we're going to figure out what this problem is. What we're going to do is we're going to pop this latch up, remove this from the back first. It's just a little clip holding that in. Pull this latch And I don't know if you can see it, but we're going to pull this cable out. And as you can see how right here it's broken? So it's actually not pulling this release latch anymore to actually unlock the door. So what we've done is we've gone ahead and removed the back panel. That's how I became such an expert at this. And we're taking the back lock, which works, which isn't broken, and we're going to put this up on the front. Again, this car is 12 going on 13 years old. We just need something that works right now. All right, so as you can see, we've got the front and the rear handle removed. This was the front handle, the broken one. It has this piece that goes over top, and it has room in the back right here for the door locks, power door locks. Unfortunately, the rear one that we're trying to salvage does not have that availability or that option. So when you try to put this in, it won't seat itself. So we've got this clip that's in the way that honestly is not going to be doing much. It's there more for alignment. It's got this oval shape so that it aligns a pin that locks it in the back. That's all it's really for. It does give it a little bit of rigidity, but we've got that 8mm bolt that's going to go in there, so that's fine. So what we've done is we've marked off the section that we want to remove, and our weapon of choice today is going to be a grinder. You can also use a die grinder if you've got one. Die grinder. Honestly, you can use a hacksaw, you could use a jigsaw, you could use a handsaw, you can use really whatever you want to take that off. But again, our weapon of choice is the angle grinder. I'm going to pull the handle back. That's our downward cut. So we've made our cuts, but we have just this piece in here, this little buttress, or this, oh geez, the word's escaping me, gusset that's in here. We're not really going to get in here too well with the grinder. I'm going to try. Just hoping that we can get most of the way through it, and we did. So we've got just that little chunk that's left of that gusset. And watch, these pieces are hot. They're basically melted plastic at this point, so just watch that. But now we've got an area cut out, or a relief, that when we go to slide this piece in here, everything's gonna bolt together nicely, and we're still gonna have the functionality of our door locks. It's just in the back we're gonna have a gaping hole. Well, actually no, we won't, because we're gonna put that original cover piece on, and we're gonna see if we have to cut this off or not. I'm pretty sure that we don't. I think there's room in there, but if not, we'll literally just zip this right off, cut it off right here so that we can put that in the rear. So let's go ahead and try to put everything back together. Okay guys and girls, so we are ready to try to put everything back together. So we've got our modified handle here, and all we're going to do, we're going to pop this clip into there. There's a clip on the back for actually locking in, so everything, you can hear everything working right now. grab your 8mm nut here, or bolt I should say. I use a little powered ratchet, but you don't have to. Oh look, and that piece fell out. So again, don't do what I do. Don't do what Donnie Don't does. If any of you watch The Simpsons, you would get that reference. So obviously that clip is not going to really be doing us any good anymore. So again, don't do what I just did. You could PL this in, you could epoxy this back in if you wanted to. I'm not overly worried about it, to be honest. This car is 13 years old and we have an order in for four, count it, 4 EV vehicles. So we're hoping that one's gonna show up, fingers crossed. But back to this video anyway. So we've got that mounted in place, so we're good there. We're gonna grab our panel, make sure that we're not pinching any wires or anything like that. I'm gonna pull this handle back up so that we can get everything mounted. Make sure that you pull forward the power door locks, okay, or make sure that it's at least accessible for where you want it. We're gonna guide the top in first. Just make sure that everything fits around this. Pop all of our clips back in. Pop this down. Gonna grab our 7mm bolt. We're gonna swap out to a 7mm socket. And we're gonna just basically drop this down into place in this. That's a better fit. So it did strip it out, but gladly it didn't do any damage. We're checking for the function of everything. Everything works so far. We're gonna take our original piece here. I will note, I did make a relief cut right here. It's hard to see, but I actually cut out just a small section just to give it a little bit more room. I'm gonna click that in place. Pull the handle forward, make sure those wires go down in. Gonna grab one of our Torx screws. It's hard to actually see where that's lining up. I think we're gonna have to play around with this just a little bit to get it to kind of fit. But the point is that we've not only fixed the problem, but we've fixed the problem for free. So we took the one out of the back and we've made sure that everything works, everything's functional, and we've done it quick and cheap. And you've seen it in this video. It probably took me half an hour to do by the time I figured everything out. But you guys and girls won't have that issue, because guess what? You're gonna learn from my mistakes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give it the test here and see if it'll actually open when we lock the doors. And I'm gonna take you along for this ride, just so you know that I'm not playing any games here. So, door locked, nothing works. Unlock the door, out we go. And we fixed the problem for a little bit of elbow grease. So if you found the video informative, think about giving me a thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. And you can tell me why down in the comments why you didn't like the video. Constructive criticism is always welcome. I just think that there's a lot of things that the common person, the common homeowner, the common car owner can do. You just need that little bit, just that little bit of motivation, that little bit of knowledge, and you're going to realize that really a lot of things are possible. You don't need to pay a mechanic for this. You don't need to go digging through a junkyard to try to find a replacement door latch. None of that, you know. So in this case, the back door, it's not going to unlock. Who cares? How many people do we take in this car? Never. If you've got kids, you're going to let them out of the back seat anyways. Do you want to do something for free, or do you want to do something that's going to cost you hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a vehicle that you're probably not keeping forever? So I think this is a great solution. I am Scottish, so I am a little cheap, or at least I've been told that. But if you found your way here, you've probably liked the content, but you know, if you're looking for something that's a little bit more flashy, a little bit more showy, it's got, you know, nice cut-ins and fancy little effects, this isn't the place for you. But if you're looking for good content that's going to help you in your yard maintenance, car maintenance, house maintenance, this is the place for you. Because remember, you never know unless you bear. We'll see you on the next one.